Hello, Internet, and welcome to Survivors Complex. We got the whole crew here today. Yeehaw. I don't know why I said it like that. Thank you all for being here. I'm in a weird mood. I'm super excited to be here for a number of reasons, mostly because I got 5 of my closest friends here to play with. But yeah, we are all ready and raring to go for the continuation of our story. We had a climactic conclusion to our latest chapter of this game last week, and I think we're all excited to see what happens next. But before then, just a couple announcements before we get started. One is we had all sorts of great games over the last week that you can check out on our YouTube, including the last episode of this game. If you haven't seen it already, I highly recommend it. If this is your first time watching, you can probably do so without too many problems, given that we are sort of starting a new session or a new chapter, the last arc of our continuing and over a year-long adventure now. And I don't think you'd be too far. Well, no, you'd probably be a little confused, but hey, it'll still be fun regardless. But anyway, so I digress. But we had a great conclusion of Apocrypha this last week, as far as our most recent, our kind of first arc of this game. And we had a new thing that started on Thursday, and part of that announcement is that we had our first session, our continuation of Wonderworld, that started on Thursday. We're going to start a new chapter of in that's going to be using the masks system. We're calling it Wonderworld Origins. A bunch of plucky teenage would-be heroes gallivanting around the city, or Beacon City, I think is what we're calling it, and trying to save the day and not be late to class. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Many of the faces you see here are going to be a part of it. Myself, Savannah, and Morgan, as well as a few others. We are doing that in the interim while Apocrypha and Tidefall are going to be taking a break for a little while. And we thought we'd fill your lives with some superheroes. But that'll be every other Thursday for right now. I'm going to be running the first session, and then Ryan and I are going to be alternating as game masters for that game. So it's going to be a little bit different, but hopefully a lot of fun. I'm very excited about it, at least. I think that's about it. We've got a lot of other games and video game streams and all sorts of stuff coming to you. If you're interested in any of that, you can go over to our YouTube, youtube.com/GameKnights, as well as our twitter.com/GameKnights, I think. And you can check out all of our stuff all over those places. Plus, I don't think I mentioned this for a little while. If you just want one place and you're like, this is all spread out, I don't know where anything is, I need links and stuff, we have a website that you could pin in your browser, and it just has links to everything. I'm trying, Morgan, what's the URL for that? I don't have it written down. I feel bad.
It's ggk.smvi.co.
ggk.smvi.co. It has been posted in the chat for your easy bookmarking, and go ahead and just note that down. You can get everything there, and that links you to all of our hubs and websites and everything that you can get access to all of that easily at the click of a mouse. But yeah, so I think that's about it. I don't have any other announcements. Yeah, so why don't we just go ahead and get into it. I'll do our recap, and then we will continue our adventure here today. So last time on Survivors Complex, your crew, your family of adventurers had finally made their way, or concluded their tale within the Twilight Realms after being forcefully brought there and subjected to many horrible things along the way. You had finally defeated the Queens of Witches and the Queen of Night and Magic. With a few little road bumps along the way, you had stormed the tower of Nastasia, the Queen of Witches, and found yourselves in a strange situation. Her having surrendered to you, having exhausted the entirety of her power, saving her coven, and informing you of a little bit of information that you hadn't previously known. She told you that bringing you to the Twilight Realms was part of some sort of master plan of hers to save her people. Her having Nastasia having some sort of vision prior to your arrival of the destruction of the Twilight Realms and of her coven and everything that was important to her. Somehow realizing that your crew might be able to stop this, thwart it in some way, sacrificing herself in order to do so, bring you here, get you powerful enough that you might be able to stop this threat. And upon revealing this to you, opened up a portal to the Celestial Spire, where Seluna, her sister, resides, or did reside, as you teleported through there and kicked some ass. You had a bit of a tough time doing so, many of you going down multiple times during that fight, and then eventually landing the killing blow as a group and putting this to rest once and for all. Upon your defeat of the queens, you escaped in your upgraded ship as the Relentless Gale sailed through the air back to the city of Bjornheim, where you celebrated your victory amongst the bears there, a festival being held in your honor for your bravery, as the political machinations of the Twilight Realms gathered to fill in the vacuum, this power void that was left behind. And with that and some goodbyes, you all absconded back through the portal, and that was opened for you now that the defenses that were created by the queens are down, were destroyed, and back to Sarthia, as we had a little post-credits scene showing Rishkar Aldrich having acquired the grimoire of Nastasia and assumingly taking some sort of power for himself. But that is not where we begin. Where we begin is on the deck of the Relentless Gale, just as you pass through the portal open to you by the Lord of the Hunt. And with that, I need better music. As your ship crests through the air, you look behind and see the city of Bjornheim disappearing beneath you. The many bear denizens of the city waving and cheering you on as you pass through this shimmering breach in the sky. As you do, you see a sight that many of you had missed before, given your unconscious nature in your original passage. You see the gaps between the planes. Your ship crests through a void, and surrounding you is this eternal and far-reaching expanse of nothingness. You see the gap behind you as you pass through it, and all around in every direction you see shapes, glistening colors, and translucent entities far off in every direction. You see the many planes and dimensions stretching out as far as you can see, like mirrors being held against each other, just endless and on and on and on. And in front of you, you see your ship heading towards the other end of this rift that's open before you with the powerful magic of the Lord of the Hunt and the world of Sarthia beyond. You see a gap in the material plane. But you notice something else as you are proceeding in this direction, slowly gliding towards this other side of this breach, is that across this wall, this wall of chaos and planar energy before you. You see these sparks across it, small flashes of golden light that seem to ripple and reflect in each direction. They look impossibly small from your first vantage point, and almost imperceptible as part of the internal energy that creates these planar borders. But as you approach, you begin to understand the scale that you are seeing, and these small explosions become larger. Suddenly something whizzes overhead and swoops down beneath the ship as 1, 2, a dozen, 50, 100 entities, and that you begin to notice passing through this gap, this void. You see figures, humanoid looking, with wide white, gray, and blue wings stretched out in each direction from their shoulders. You see Deva, angels gathered in this place, sweeping across these planar boundaries, gliding at breakneck speed towards this border, and then impacting it, exploding into shards of divine energy. And these explosions, these immeasurable in quantity, millions upon millions of them across this border, each one being one of these Deva, impacting at for some unknown and chaotic reason, slamming themselves against this border and destroying themselves upon impact. And as this hits you and you realize what it is you're seeing, your ship reaches the other side of this gap and you pass through it. And as the gap closes behind you and you see the blue expanse of the sky ahead, you see the lapping waves of the ocean along the Balavar coast, the Gethesian Ocean below you. You realize you are back in Sarthia, much in the same place that you had left, though about 400 or 500 feet above the ocean surface, just hovering there in your newly flying ship. You see the golden fields of the Balavar grasslands stretching off to the east, along the rolling hills to the lakes beyond, and the endless stretch of the ocean to the west.
Do I bust out of Tova's pocket since we're no longer in May?
Yeah, so I think at that exact moment, as you're all, I think, probably staying there in some sort of stunned silence upon having seen this strange sight, Tova, you have Lilibet kind of sitting on your shoulder. She gives one last croak, and as she does, there is a puff of energy, this like cloud that appears around her, and you feel this crushing sensation on your shoulder as a little bit goes crashing to the ground and slamming onto the deck of the ship.
Hi guys.
Lil's back.
Yeah, we
I was
heard.
trying to get my arm up from underneath her.
I was toting it, wasn't I?
Yes, you were.
You missed some totally awesome things, though.
I should hit you for that one star, shouldn't I? Hi guys. We're home, aren't we?
Yeah.
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 Finally.
And we're all here?
Yeah.
Do a quick head count.
We picked up Freeman, right?
Yes, Freeman and the rest of the crew are on
Oh, I
the
forgot
ship.
you said he came to the fight.
Yes, Freeman was at the fight and he was in the celebration. So yes, Freeman and the rest of the crew are on the ship. And you actually have also one other as you feel a shifting in your pocket.
I was gonna ask.
And Gil sort of pops his head out and looks around a bit confused.
I thought you were staying. You've been in there the whole time. Oh well.
He kind of looks around and communicates to you. Is like, where are we?
This is my home.
Just sort of
Sort of floating over it.
zips out of your pocket and begins to kind of zoom around the ship, looking out into the kind of scanning the horizon. And I think Holly, who's at the helm, comes kind of jogging down the stairs and kind of looking over the railing and then back to you and says, all right, well, we made it. What the hell was all of that?
I don't know.
They weren't like sacrificing themselves for us to get through, were they?
I don't know.
Okay, I really hope not, because that kind of doesn't make me feel as good about like jumping through portals with a giant ship.
Well, I don't think we're gonna do it again.
Knock on wood.
Ever.
I hope not.
I mean, you know, it was convenient to be as, I mean, I'm small already, but to be small enough to be transported in everybody's pockets. But I'm done with that reptilian amphibious life. I'm kind of done with that.
It was just a phase.
So you've been eaten by a toad. You've now been a toad.
Yes,
Does
it's
that-
a theme in my life, apparently.
A change of perspective on being eaten by a toad.
Now, if you
Now that you
eat
were
a
one.
toad, we'll come full circle.
All right.
The only thing I think I'm bummed about that whole experience, aside from missing most of the fun, was I didn't actually say any words to the Lord of the Hunt. Kind of wanted to, but
Oh, we know.
shut up.
Yeah, I didn't know frogs could blush.
I'm not a frog anymore.
I mean, we could always go back.
No.
Nope, I'm good.
Arkan
sure?
send us back now, technically.
No, I think I'm
All
done.
in favor of staying here and never go back, raise your hand. Aye.
All right, eyes
The
have
rest
it.
of the crew raises their hand.
Well,
Meeting adjourned.
Well done.
what?
I said well done.
Oh, well done. I thought you said hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Well done. All right, continue.
So, I'm pretty sure you guys deserve a break. And now that we can fly, I'm not sure what we got planned next, but if you want a break, we can go get some wine and some pampering at my house. We can go visit my family. The family's kind of meh, but Gam's cool.
All in favor of going to those and getting drunk? Aye.
Eyes have it.
As great as that sounds, you guys actually have a thought.
Dang booze.
Do you guys remember like weeks and weeks ago when I had a vision and then we were like, okay, we'll talk about that tomorrow, and then we got kidnapped to a different plane of existence?
Oh yeah, how long have we been gone?
That is a very good question.
Oh no.
I'd say you could probably do it with like a nature check. I think would be appropriate for trying to discern based on your surroundings how much time might have passed.
Okay.
That's not gonna be me.
I'm gonna try.
I will attempt as well.
And those intelligence-based characters might want to give it a shot too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a 17.
Oh,
12.
okay.
What check did you say?
Wait, can we all do
Nature.
it?
Nature.
Sure. Why not?
Gosh.
I've been outside before.
Dylan, is it still doing that guidance
Oh,
thing?
no.
Why? Yeah. I mean, I rolled a 20.
All
I got a
right.
15. Why did I do that in low? God, I haven't played D&D in too long.
I rolled a 0
Oh shit.
total.
Okay. So we got a 17, a 20. Did anybody else roll high-ish?
I got a 15, but
15.
not as
I
Well,
almost
I'd say-
rolled low enough for it to come back around.
I mean, 15 I think would be passable for this too. It's not something terribly difficult to do, but I think the three of you look around and kind of get an idea for the positioning of the sun, about kind of the temperature it is outside. I think there is a little bit of positioning of like, it's kind of that like later in the day and you can see a bit of the moon and, using some context clues around, we'll go with couple hours.
And how long are we in the Fae? Like weeks, right?
Yeah.
This is gonna take a while to adjust to.
Yeah, it's like we never left almost.
Okay, well, so yeah, that vision. We gotta go help somebody, right?
Well, can we recap the vision a little bit since it's been like a really long time?
Well, I can recap a couple of things. So the last time you were here, and maybe this is all coming back to you and you all realize what it was you were doing. Before you were taken, you received a vision from Seraphine that was essentially warning you of something. I think it was something that about Vesh, or the keepers. You had gone to the Eternal Hold, learned that they had all enlisted essentially with the Stalwart Keepers, and had all journeyed to an island, a nice little island off the coast of Balavar for some unknown reason. And that's where you had been en route to said island when you were taken not 3 hours ago. And that's where you had been at that time. And then you received another vision during the battle with Saluna, showing some sort of premonition or vision of something past, present, or future, with Vesh and the Stalwart Keepers in some sort of, I'll just say in the plane of fire, in some sort of cavern where they were doing something with a big anvil and statue thing.
So, we might have to go to another plane.
I don't like other planes.
I don't either.
Well, should we go to the island and at least scope it, or should we just
I mean,
Go
that's
to-
where we were going before we left.
go to hell? Basically,
Yeah,
Is that where we have to go?
we're going to the plane of fire.
I think that's a different,
Hmm.
though maybe similar.
Thematic,
Plane.
whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I think we have to. And then we can go get drunk with Lil's
Yeah.
grandma.
The wine's always gonna be there. Like,
I mean, we
usually.
did party pretty hard with those bears. I think we could use a little bit of a break from
You did.
partying.
You did party pretty hard with the Bears. I'll put in context that maybe like a couple days passed with you guys drinking and celebrating and stuff with the bear people. Your characters got to relax. You guys didn't.
Alright.
Well, can we get the ship through the plane again, or is it just gonna be us?
I don't know. I don't even know how they got to that plane in the first place, but I think first things first, let's go to this
Well, I'm pretty
island.
sure the crew doesn't want to go, but
No, I think
If
we'll
we-
leave them here.
If we travel to the island, we may end up finding another portal as well, or the means of how they traveled over.
Yeah.
It could have just been a spill like the one you have, but
Worst case, I can try. But I think we go to the island first.
yeah. Sounds good.
I mean, it doesn't.
No, it sounds like hell, but, you know. Let's be optimistic.
It's not really music I wanted.
There will come a day when the courage of men fails.
Just stick with it.
And so,
We're
Lean into it.
We're gonna go with this one.
and so we set off on a hero's journey.
Oh man,
I was gonna start singing the song. I'm not gonna.
that ruined the tension I was going for. But the as you guys are sailing forward and heading in that direction, something else does happen. So right now, late in the afternoon, you guys are still in the air, I'm assuming, flying in the direction of the island, and there is a moment where the sun is setting, but the sky begins to darken, more than you would anticipate. And actually, the sun itself seems to grow dim and darker. And as this happens, to the northeastern direction of where you are, there is a shaft of golden light that pierces upward towards the sky in a pulse. As it hits the clouds above, they part, and there is a semicircle or a circle of radiating energy that seems to exude off from that and then disappear over the horizons. And as this happens, the darkened nature of the sky returns to more of the normal evening glow, and there and as the light returns, though, this shaft of light remains, this pillar that streaks towards the sky and just remains there, a beacon in front of you. And you notice just a few seconds after that, the ocean beneath you has a similar ripple that is cascading out as a tidal wave, probably 50 to 100 feet high, expands outward and begins to pelt down the Balavar coastline, doing untold amount of damage to the coast itself. And as your ship is sailing forward, you do see the pillar itself comes down to a point, a chain of islands to the north in the direction of your heading.
I think I know where we need to go.
Yeah.
That was illuminating.
Is this game just going to devolve into a bunch of puns?
We've been through a lot, okay?
What do
this
you
is your
mean,
punishment for the
evolve?
last arc.
For what you did to our crew! Ball's revenge!
Don't worry, Sean. It's nothing personal.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you do see this sight ahead of you, and the crew begins to grow a little anxious at this and begins to ask some questions, and you have to kind of calm down and proceed forward on this heading. Your crew also having rested and doing better than they were before when you first found them, but also a little bit, some of them still recovering. Anything you want to do?
Can I go ahead and... Well, yeah, no, because I've been told about... Can I go ahead and bust out Gully?
Sure.
I'm gonna cast
Yeah,
Gully.
you do that. I'll mention too, I think you guys I assume you guys updated your sheets. You've taken a long rest and stuff since the last combat you've had. And actually, I'm going to read over the sheet.
I didn't really want to waste a spell slot, but Gully sometimes helps, so. Gully probably swims better than I do. If need be.
Yeah, probably.
You can doggy paddle.
Exactly. It's better than Lil can do.
All right. That turned off the music. I'm having real audio trouble today. We're going to go back to this one. As the ship is cresting towards the island and beginning to come alongside it, you can see the shaft of light that is piercing up towards the sky is immeasurably high, miles and miles and miles ahead of you, and probably about 100 yards or so wide at the base, and it seems to be coming from the direct center of this island. However, along the coastline, you see dozens and dozens of ships that are currently anchored off the coast, not moving, currently flags furled, but each one bearing standards of the Stalwart Keepers and the Eternal Hold, flags of Balavar, and the Stalwart Keepers no longer flying the flags of your Brandal.
Perhaps we should land the ship so it's not as conspicuous.
Maybe we should go under.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
As soon as mention of going under is made, Star just heads deep into the ship.
Okay. Star ducks under the deck, and the ship, you give the order, and Holly turns the wheel, and the ship kind of crests to the side and begins to take a downward, more of a nosedive, not quite that much because you guys aren't moving that fast. But the ship lists downward and hits the edge of the water and then continues to plunge underneath, finding yourselves under the water once again as you approach the island. Are you heading among the ships that are gathered there or away from them?
I don't really think they're going to be pleased to see us. I'm thinking maybe we should hide the ship and try to make our way onto the island. I don't know what you guys think, but...
Should I get ready on the arc cannon just in case?
Maybe.
I mean, I'd like to try and convince the Eternal Hold to stop being silly and not follow them, but I don't know if they're like mind controlled or something. That's probably not going to help. So I say, yeah, we try to get to the island and then deal with them. But
yeah. I mean, as good as that sounds, I don't really think that's going to happen until we can deal with Vesh.
it's true.
So.
That's kind of where I'm at too.
Okay. So you find a
sneaky mission.
You find a nice little bay or somewhere off the southern edge. This island being fairly large, kind of having a crescent shape. The ships that are all anchored here being kind of near the northern tip of the island. The bay, there's a kind of a large bay area, which is mostly empty. And you kind of head in as far as you can there and find a place out of sight, presumably from the rest of the soldiers that you assume must be there. Holly and the rest of the crew finally bring the ship to a stop as far towards the shore as they can, still underwater, and begin to make the preparations and arm themselves the best they can. I think Holly comes up to you and says, so kind of right back in the middle of all of it, What do you want? What do you want from us?
I don't know. I don't know if half a mind to leave you here and have the 5 of us try to get onto the island somehow and find where they went without causing a big scene, but
Oh, we're happy to stay here. I think we're still recovering a bit. Still haven't quite dealt with the situation with Bala. Seems to be doing a little bit better, less ragey than he was before, but hasn't really recovered yet. Might be good for us to stay here.
all right.
Yeah, maybe you all could keep a watch out in case any more ships come or go.
Yeah. We'll do that. We'll be ready on the radar. That doesn't exist yet. We'll be ready on.
I bet Hollywood developed at the radar, though.
Yeah, that probably is not in the works. So
Just a light bulb over Sadel's head.
we'll be.
Here, I'll hand you my communicator bracelet, so that you guys can talk back and forth.
Okay.
I'll be with
she-
Ben anyway.
Yeah, she takes it and says, "All right, well, we'll be ready, and if we hear from you, we'll just come flying in and shoot and crap."
Sounds good.
All right. Well, let's get this finished and just get back to our normal lives. How's that sound?
It sounds amazing.
All right. And they go to prepare some sort of defense in case the ship is attacked.
Well, I guess we're going in.
Okay. So you were underwater right now. Anything you guys want to prepare, do, or take with you onto the island?
We should bring the carpet.
We should definitely bring the carpet.
So you go and grab the carpet and dust it off.
Yes.
Isn't it like the carpet in Den's office, or in the captain's quarters?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's been serving as a floor carpet for.
Carpet.
Yeah. So it's had some use. But yeah, it's in there. We can grab it.
I'm going to ritual cast water walk on all of us.
Okay. So you take the 10 minutes and powwow, and you all cast water walk onto each one of your companions that are coming with you.
Someone has to drag Star out from below deck by the tail.
I think Den comes down and imbues you with the water walking and kind of coaxes Star up the stairs. And you all, without any further ado, take your steps out from the bubble that surrounds the ship and go zipping up to the surface, standing on the ocean waves now above the relentless gale, just a few hundred yards off the coast over the edge of this island, the coast of this island. And upon stepping footfall onto the shore, the gravelly beach crunching underfoot, you stand looking at the wall of trees before you, and it's rather quiet island scene. A few birds flocking away from the coast, and that pillar of light stretching up towards the sky.
If we just go through the trees, we're less likely to be seen than if we were trying to find a path.
Yeah, I don't think we're afraid of a little woods at this point.
And I think it's strange because you're seeing trees for the first time in a while that are like normal sized trees, and it looks so small by comparison, and the forest looks so dense compared to what you've seen over the past.
All the better for me to hide in. I'm gonna just go stealthing in the trees.
Okay. All right. Go to make a stealth check.
So that is 10 plus the number.
I think I'm gonna follow Star in there too.
Okay.
25.
25.
All right. See how sneaky I am. 24.
All right. So the two of you go flanking off into the underbrush while the remainder of your party goes trouncing into the into the woods, crashing through in your heavy armor, and making yourselves a path straight towards where this pillar of light would be. And there are there is some wildlife, some fauna within this island that disperses as you go through, a few snakes and things like that. Things that long ago might have sparked some sort of Pokemon style encounter, but at this point is so far beneath you, you just crush it underfoot and continue walking.
It's like when you find that Pidgey with your level 100 Gyarados.
Yeah.
It's just bad.
Yeah.
I have a Lapras, excuse me. Do not call Didar a Gyarados.
But you go, I mean, nothing in here that's actually outright hostile towards you, but you continue to make your way up the rough terrain of this untouched island along the side, and eventually you get to a point where you begin to notice some structures, some little like man-made structures among the dense island and jungle terrain, worked stone that or cut stone buried and tangled within roots, the ruins and the remnants of broken statuary that are entangled amongst the muck and kind of jutting out at odd angles from the ground. No standing structures here, but you do notice that there are some signs that there might have once been people on this island or in this area.
Once being like anciently or in like recently?
No, like ancient, yeah. Like long ago, in the remnants of some society that might have once called this island home. Those of you that are stealthing, I think, well, actually, I'll say those of you with the passive perception, somebody said they were actively looking for anything yet. So I think Den and Star, the two of you notice first, you do hear up ahead the telltale sounds of conversation and movement amongst the foliage.
Hold on, I'll sneak closer and eavesdrop, and I just tiptoe closer.
Okay. Star, you tiptoe along the amongst the trees and reach a point where you can duck out from behind a bush, and you can see where the source of the sound is coming from. There are about 10 or so soldiers wearing simple kind of like breastplates and chainmail that are encamped among the trees here. You see the insignias and the regalia of the Eternal Hold and some of the stalwart keepers emblazoned on their shields and tabards. And as they are sitting around a fire, just having kind of normal conversation, nothing notable. How's the weather? Things like that.
Just while I'm sort of still ducked back, just It's the Eternal Horde, 10 of them or so.
Do you think we can get by them?
There is a the camp itself isn't that big, but it does look like this is the midpoint of maybe a path, and there is a pathway or a path that seems to lead further kind of into the island, and one that probably goes back to the shore. Something that they have carved out probably from taking things back and forth through wherever the central outpost of this island is that they've created for themselves.
Seems to just be some kind of checkpoint. Should be able to avoid the patrols on the path they've made.
Round we go.
Okay, so if all of you are proceeding forward, following the direction of the path that leads into the island, I'm gonna need stealth checks from those of you that haven't made them already.
Any chance that I don't have disadvantage on this? Just for any reason?
Not that I'm aware of.
I could cast invisibility on someone who doesn't seem, who doesn't feel very confident in their ability to sneak.
Will invisibility help my jingle, jangle, jingle?
It won't deafen the noise, but, you'll be invisible.
Then, you know me. I'm just a bull in a china shop. I'll just... Gonna do it or I'm not gonna do it. One of the two.
I guess I'll save the slot then.
Yeah, I would.
All right, stealth checks.
I rolled a 9.
All right.
The other one was a natural 20.
3.
Oh gosh.
All right.
I rolled a
It's not
22.
going very well.
All right. So the 9 and the 3, though.
We're back.
So the rest of you kind of sneak your way past, and you're keeping a wide berth to the camp. However, Den and Lil are just crashing through branches and the underbrush. And at this point, Star, as you're the closest to the campsite, you notice a few of the soldiers kind of turn their heads. And one of them stands and kind of draws a sword and walks to the edge of the clearing.
I would like to cast Minor Illusion.
I forgot to roll for Didar. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, you do need to roll for D-Dart.
Yeah, as their own...
He rolled a natural 20. 24.
Yeah, buddy.
If you're riding on Goalie, then I'll just count it as the same check.
Ooh, I probably was, but yeah.
Okay, then we'll just count it as the same. It can't
still
really
bad.
get too much worse. Yeah. So what are you doing, Star?
As far away as I can, which is 30 feet away. So sort of aiming for like another part of the jungle trees.
Mhm.
I am just gonna minor illusion the loud sound. Try and minor illusion the sound of let's say a large animal roaring.
Okay. On the other side, you said?
Yeah.
All right. So as the soldier is drawing a sword and taking a step towards the edge of the clearing, begins to kind of scan out into the foliage. Something from the other side. There's this deep, bellowing, sort of lion-like roar from the other side of from the clearing, and he immediately jumps, and this whole collective of soldiers begin to quickly turn their attention the other way and prepare themselves for whatever might be there, giving a brief reprieve for your companions to potentially get by unnoticed, as a few of the soldiers go kind of some backing away from that noise and others kind of making their way forward in more of a defensive stance. So let's say those of you that rolled badly, Den and Lil, I'll give you another roll.
Just a regular roll?
Yeah, this would essentially function as your advantage that you had been given.
Okay.
So this is your second chance. hopefully avoid detection.
18.
Nice.
Better.
In true little fashion, a 6.
A 6.
no.
Okay, so Den and the rest of you, but Lil is still coming up behind and still kind of crunching through everything. And I think one of the soldiers still turns his head, even with the one that's closest, turns his head and looks back over his shoulder, still hearing the crunching and now being very on edge of what might be out there. Star, you see him maybe notice Lil or see Lil, the glint of her armor through the underbrush, and begins to call out me like, hey, who's that? And begins to take
Do
a
I
step.
have time for another spell?
I think at this point, yeah, enough time has probably passed that you could do something if you wanted.
I pray this works. I'm going to cast Enemies Abound on him.
Okay. Do you have the description of that put in the chat?
You force one creature you can see to make an intelligence saving throw. It automatically succeeds if it is immune to being frightened. On a failure, the target regards all creatures it can see as enemies, allies included. Each time the target takes damage, it can repeat the save, ending the effect on a success. Whenever the creature chooses a target, it must choose at random from among the creatures it can see within range. If an enemy provokes an opportunity attack, the creature must make that attack if it is able to.
Okay.
So my spell save DC is 16. I hope he is not smart.
All right. DC 16. Let's see. I'm just going to click this button. All right. So you kind of whisper from the underbrush and you see the man standing there as he's trying to shield and being a call out towards Lil. A few of the others turn their attention towards him. You see his eyes go wide and he goes quickly backing away and looking around frantic as he sees the other soldiers gathering. If you take a step forward and say, you go, hey, what's going on? Did you see something? And he turns to them and says, get back, all of you. And they said, oh, Jerry, what's going on here? And he begins to swing his sword wildly at them. And as they do, they hold they back away and holding up their shields and begin to say, what happened? Did anybody spike his drink with something? And they begin to yell at each other as Jerry is just charging at them now with his sword and slashing wildly. And you see them all begin to kind of leap onto him and pin him down to the ground as he is just yelling. And he says, "Get back, all of you!" And is just trying to frantically pulling himself away. Okay, so as they're dealing with that, I think that gives enough time now for Lil and the rest of the crew to make their way past unnoticed. All right.
What would they do without me?
You just ruined that guy's life.
Star, I will always be impressed with how quick you think on your feet.
Thanks, Star.
It's fine. One day he'll get it.
A+.
All right. So at this point, you have bypassed this guard post and are following, maybe not taking the path unless you guys want to, but assuming you guys are wanting to stay off the used the path there, you're kind of flanking alongside of it. And it begins to switch back up a, not really a cliff, but a raised terrain here as the ground is beginning to slope upward. And assuming you guys are not taking the path you're going is pretty slow at this point, and trying to kind of pull yourself up, especially with Didar bringing up the rear, and it's kind of hard to navigate through this rough terrain, and you're moving pretty slowly up until you get to the point on the top of this elevated position. And as you reach the top here, there's maybe a bit of a clearing where you can see that shaft of light now very, very close. You're probably only a couple hundred feet away from whatever it might be. And there is more of this, more signs of some sort of civilization here. You see the broken remains of buildings, walls, or a wall that juts up from the ground at an odd angle and still standing from however long it must have been buried here for. And you see the signs of excavation here too. Ground that has been dug up, terrain that has been cleared out recently. And as you are standing at the top of this hillside, you begin to notice something else. There's another, that shaft of light in front of you pulses once again, and there's this ripple effect that travels up it, and the whole ground around you shakes at that moment with one loud kind of as if someone dropped something very heavy onto the island and caused the whole terrain to shudder. As it happens, you see birds flocking out from the trees in every direction. The sounds of other animals scattering through the underbrush away, frantic, trying to escape this source. And you see the birds in the sky and the wings fluttering off in every direction. And then you notice other winged creatures in the sky. Very, very far ahead, and you didn't see them at first upon your approach, but now coming out from the shaft of light, you see winged humanoids streaking out from the light and then kind of disappearing over the horizon, small like clusters of them. Winged men and women wearing plate armor, golden glistening armor, some more tarnished, various colors in each one, flying at incredibly fast speeds overhead, just like bullets cutting out from this pillar of light.
So they're coming like out from the pillar?
Mm-hmm.
And just going out in all directions, or are they like
Yes.
circling? Okay.
Right now, it just seems most of them are just heading out away from the island.
The ones that we saw in the portal, are they similar? Like, are they similar to the ones that we saw?
Yeah, they look like they look like Deva, like angels. As far as, I don't think any of you have probably ever seen a Deva before until this point, except for maybe the religious of you, maybe in visions or other things. But the depictions of them might still be common knowledge, as any of us might be, understand conceptually what an angel might look like. And you see them, and that, they look like what you would imagine an angel would look like.
This is not good. I have a very bad feeling.
Do we think they're good angels or bad angels?
I think Vesh is doing something to them.
How do we kill Vesh?
Same way we killed everything else. A bit loss of time.
Yep. Stab and shoot, hopefully.
Okay. Well, let's find this guy. Or is it a woman? I don't know.
Yeah, Vesh is a woman.
That's what I thought. Okay, whoops.
Being a toad really addled your head a bit. Are you okay? Are you sure you're up to this?
I could just tell me who to hit with my big old Warhammer thing that you guys got me, and I'll be able to do it. Don't worry. Yes, being a toad does something to your brain.
All right. Assuming you guys are still moving in the direction of this pillar of light, you come out from amongst this rubble, And you begin to see the signs of deforested areas, and you see the stumps of trees that were chopped down, and you reach a point where you hit the edge of the forest and where it's been cleared out, and you see ahead of you the source of this labor and whatever had been accomplished here. You see at one of the higher points of this island, atop a ridge here, there has been a large swath of the terrain that has been dug up, and you actually stand at the top of a quarry almost. And amongst this, down at the base of this quarry, you see a building, probably 5 or 6 stories high. The top of it, not quite reaching the top of the terrain that you are standing at, but very close. And it is this building that seems to be emanating light. It has a domed structure near the top, which appears to be open, and that shaft of light is coming out from the domed opening of the building. There are columns that support this dome structure down the levels, this kind of tiered building to the base, where you see stairs leading into the entranceways. There are some statuary and other things kind of scattered throughout, jutting out from the sides of the quarry where they might have been excavated. And there is a stairs and some ropes and ladders that are leading down to the base of it. But you see station here, a dozen or so more soldiers. Some are making their way up out of the quarry using the ropes and the ladders, and some are making their way down. You see some that are standing at the entranceway, maybe guarding, maybe just on break. It's hard to tell, but they are working here, doing something, carrying crates down in and then coming back out. And you also notice that there are 3 more angelic figures that are standing watch on the second level of this building, kind of one on each corner and one towards the center, kind of pacing around. And 2 of them are kind of with silverish white skin, more kind of basic human sized. One of them much taller, standing maybe about 10 feet tall, with turquoise colored skin, and massive white wings that are tucked behind him.
So, what's our angle?
Given what we're looking at, I'd prefer the one we're not seeing.
I'm not sure that's going to be easy.
The only way I can see it doing that is trying to get in through the top, but that may end badly.
Yeah, I don't want to mess with those angels, if possible.
I mean, I know we've fought some tough stuff, but yeah, I'm betting those angels, Deva, whatever, pack a real punch from another world. Just trying to keep the mood nice and light. Okay. I could try and go and like, hi, I'm a member of the Eternal Hold, and I'm a new recruit. I was sent from to mid camp and something. See if I can get some information, but I don't know. I don't know how well that'll work.
I mean, I can't imagine it would be any worse than than anything else.
I mean, it's better than stealthing because we know I'm no good at that.
Just keep my mouth shut.
Nobody's hating this idea.
I mean, I hate it, but I don't have a better one. I mean, what else are we gonna do?
It's better than trying to climb in through the big pillar of light coming out through the ceiling.
Well, okay. So I'll just walk on up and just be like, "Hi, I was sent from mid-camp and they wanted a status report." That sounds plausible, right?
Yeah.
Should I go with you?
Yeah, someone should go with you.
Yeah, because
I'll go with you.
We're in the same armor, so
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
they'll, be like, "You guys look new, something." I don't know. Okay.
Be careful, the angels, I'm sure their attacks are just devastating.
That was the worst one yet. You're getting worse.
Or better.
Wow. Oh my god, I missed this.
I don't know what to do anymore.
It's just let it happen. All right. I'll go with you and try not to talk very much.
Okay. Let's do that.
And I'm gonna leave Gully behind, and
What are you guys gonna do?
Maybe Star and I can sneak around and see if there's maybe another way into this place.
Saddle's got D-Dar if he doesn't mind taking a look at, yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind one bit.
You actually have a very good vantage point here with your rifle.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll take full advantage of that.
Okay. So two sneaking off and kind of into the quarry and trying to find some way down inside. Two of you heading out into the open and communicating. So we will start with those of you that are sneaking. I'll roll forward your checks from before, and say that you are being kind of creeping yourselves down, kind of finding a point where maybe things are looking the other direction and sliding down to a lower level and then sliding down to another one and kind of Tomb Raidering this. So Lil and Den, the two of you head to the path and then begin making your way down the steps.
I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability on Lil.
Okay. For Constitution.
No. For the talking thing.
The talking thing.
You know.
For
I'm trying to remember what it's
charisma.
called. For charisma, but I'm trying to remember what the thing is called.
Is it
I know
Eagles-
it's called charisma, Sean.
Eagles Splendor.
Eagles
I think.
Splendor.
Yeah, because those charismatic eagles.
Because they're so beautiful.
Yeah. So you cast a spell on Lil, and you begin making your way down the steps. And I think there are a couple of the keepers that are making their way up at the same time, and they go walking past you and giving you odd looks, and you hear them kind of stop as you're making your way down, and kind of whispering and say, "Do you know them?" No, never seen them before. I don't know who they are. And as you reach the bottom, and there
Just
are a
act
couple.
like you belong.
yep.
There are a couple of
much.
guards that are positioned there, and as the two of you are walking down the steps and towards the building, one of them steps out. A woman with short, like red hair, very curly and kind of very close to her. Very close to her head, and she's got a helm underneath her arm and stands maybe about 6 feet tall or so, very imposing. And she steps in front of you as she sees you coming up and says, "Oi, new recruits."
Yes, hi. We were sent from mid-camp to get a status report.
I don't know why they'd be looking for a status report.
I don't know. Hopefully they're not playing tricks on the new recruits.
What's your name?
I'm Elizabeth. And this is Den.
She says, how long have you been here for? Was there another ship that came in?
Yeah, we just came ashore about 4 days ago. So we made our way to the mid camp, and then they sent us this way and said we should find out what's going on and then report back to mid camp.
All right, go ahead and make a deception check.
Okay, here we go. Do. I get to add plus what now?
You get to have advantage.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right, advantage. Okay, and I got a +5. Here we go. Natural 20, 25.
Nice. Okay, so talking to the guard, and she, you're staring very scrutinizing at the two of you, and you see probably about 20 feet above you, the wings of the angels kind of over the edge, and you see the tall sort of bluish colored one that is pacing back this direction, looking down as it does. Very powerful kind of presence as he begins to step kind of closer, and the guard says, well, and she scratches the back of her head and shakes it and says, all right then, I don't know what they want to report on. Haven't really done much here. Just been standing. Nothing much has changed since the light popped off.
Was that us?
She says, yeah. Well, you must be real new then. Yeah, Vesh and Hawthorne and the rest of them went there, and they, I guess they got it to work. Now we're just waiting for the whole thing to begin. I guess we got reinforcements now, which is good. And
yeah. Well, I mean, like, are all the crates and everything going? Like that's all getting all loaded up and everything?
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of in the way now, and she kind of motions for you to get to the side.
Sorry.
As there are a couple that are coming down. So yes, if your commanding officers told you to come down here with supplies, just continue to do that, and we'll continue to provision those that went through the breach.
Okay, well, yeah, they told us to help out and get a status, and as long as we're headed back by nightfall, then I think, we're, and I look at Den, like, shaking my head, like, we'll help as we can, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
She says, all right then, well, I guess report back to mid-camp, and you can talk to them and figure out what your next what your orders are, and I suppose we'll be seeing you around then, Elizabeth and Den.
Thanks so much. And yeah.
I think you, as you turn away, there is a gust of wind around you, and suddenly standing behind you, almost in a flash, the 10-foot tall, turquoise bluish man standing there kind of lands with a crash behind you. He stands with his arms crossed, looking down, and says, this one lies.
Well, I mean, I've told white lies in my life, because everybody does, but...
At this point, the woman kind of turns back and says, she looks up at the angel and then back down at you and says, who's your commanding officer again?
From my vantage point, can I sort of gather how the situation's going?
You're seeing you're seeing a bit of tension down there.
All right. Then I think at this point I'm going to get Didar to roar really loudly, and then I'm going to fire off a shot into the air, sort of like, oh god, there might be a monster. Distraction.
Okay.
Sort of, I don't know, Jurassic Park-esque.
Clever girl.
Yeah.
Okay. So Didar lets out a kind of a slightly mechanized roaring sound, and then you hear a echoing gunshot from above that is amplified by the basin that you're standing at the bottom of, and you see the soldier in front of you jump at that. Angel does not move, does not flinch, just continues staring down at you as that happens. She and then so you call out. Is that what you say? Oh god, there's a monster, or
No, just like screams of pain.
okay.
Like, I'm being eaten. I don't actually say, oh god, I'm being eaten, but you know.
Why don't you make a performance check for me?
Oh boy. And then as soon as I do this, I want to like move positions.
Okay.
How's a 14?
14. Okay, so I think what happens here is a couple of soldiers that are down at the bottom with the two of you flinch, and they begin their attention is drawn to the top where Saddle just called out. And the soldier in front of you, she says, no, two you stay right here. And they begin to fan out and looking up into the top of the quarry, begin making their way up the steps very quickly.
Yeah, I try and book it out of there.
Okay, and you go scurrying off into the woods. Just make me another stealth check.
I should make one for Gully because I left Gully with Sato.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Of course, for Gully, I get an 18 plus whatever Gully has in dexterity, but I don't think it's anything.
I got a 24. Dieter got a 9.
Okay. Dieter goes crashing through the woods, and you very quickly change your positions, maybe adding a little bit to the illusion of something out there. And Dieter has a large kind of lead on them, but Den and Lil, you're still at the bottom of the quarry, and the angel is still standing right behind you, or in front of you.
Commander Sarah Reese is our commander.
Not technically lying, sort of. He was just talking. Growldar!
Stalwart captain.
Sorry, like I said, I'm new.
Man, that I think the idea of a technicality,
that is a real person.
It is a real person.
And we were under her command for 5 minutes.
You weren't really okay. This is still a lie.
Yeah, sure,
and
but
it was a better lie.
It was a better lie. However, the angel still staring down at you and just says, "Lie."
Oh, why do you care? Who even are you? Sorry, Lil. I'm so done. Who are you?
I think the angel stands upright a bit more and kind of looks down his nose at you, and says, "Octath, third commander of the 4th Bastion of the armies of Larius."
Vesh put you here, I assume.
I am here at the command of my superiors, and I will strike down any imposters that seek to disrupt the revival of Our Lady.
Well, I'm not an imposter.
Who are you?
I'm Denuin. There's lots of other stuff after that. Faithful of Seraphine. There's a little bit faithful of Lelavoth.
And a member of the Eternal Hold.
That part wasn't a lie.
And why are you here?
We seek Vesh Onsen.
For what purpose do you seek Lady Vesh?
My goddess is under the impression she's put some people in danger.
Seraphine is mistaken then, and she should learn her place.
Oh, I'm sorry, are you a god, or just like a big ugly fuck with wings? Don't lie, I'll know.
It doesn't respond to that.
Right, well, we're here on a holy mission, and we're told the truth, so we'll be going in now.
I think he says, "You are not permitted to enter."
I don't serve you. And I turn around and I start walking in. Come on, little bit.
Okay.
We're here on a holy mission. And I am done.
We're gonna deal with that in a second because I do want to know what Star and and Tova are doing at this moment as you were making your way down the cliff and as you reach the bottom and we're kind of scoping the exterior. There are some other entrances in. It's just this is the one that looks like it's been used the most. It's pretty easily perceptible from your vantage point at the bottom. However, you do hear the gunshot, you see the movement around, and then you see Tova, or you see Den and Lil having this face-off with this angel.
I vote we ignore that and go around the other side very quickly.
What? Do you think it's going well? I can't. Can I? Can I insight check the angel from far away?
I think you can read the situation. Sort of
With
insight
Tova's
checking the
insights.
situation. Yeah.
Can I tell it's going poorly?
Yeah, your insight is high enough. Your passive insight is high enough.
Well, I would disagree that it's going poorly.
As the DM, it's not going well.
Okay.
So
Okay, but we're still pretty.
you guys are a little ways off. It doesn't seem like anybody's noticed you. You both have rolled high enough that even the angels don't notice you. So
Even God can't see.
Okay.
I need to pull up what God's passive perception is.
I mean, it's probably more than 24. Okay. I'm worried that's going to get out of hand over there. Maybe there's a way we can see if we can get a little closer just in case. Have we... Okay, so you said we've identified, like, there's a couple other entrances.
Yeah, there are some other ways. It's this building here is broken and kind of rubble. There might not be other doors, but there are gaps and breaks in the foundation and the walls that you guys could slip through.
Okay. Star, do you want to go check out over there and see maybe that's a way in, and I'll keep my eyes on what's going on.
You're probably the best to try and diffuse the situation, at least if it kicks off.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make my way in and try to determine if there's a path all the way through or if it reaches a dead end.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna try to sneak a little closer to where Den and Lil are.
Okay. And Star, where are you going?
I'm going into like one of the sort of entranceways or cracks in the wall and starting to let's see if I can worm my way deeper into the building.
Okay. So you manage to squeeze yourself inside. There's no roll or anything for that. And upon kind of rolling out on the other side, you land in what looks to be some sort of alcove. There's some broken segments of wall, and this place is very dusty and still half full of dirt, even from the excavation. And you begin to wade yourself in. And I think you can tell there are a couple hallways that extend out from here, again broken, and you can tell that there's maybe the second level this is kind of collapsed, but you do see from some of the broken ceiling above you, you can see the shafts of light that are piercing down, and you get the sense, hearing some conversation and some movement from the inside, that there may be people above you in the building. Maybe a couple stories up is where maybe the party's going on. However, as you're making your way, then you go to push yourself past the 10-foot tall angel, and the planetar. I'm just going to start using the name because otherwise it's going to get hard to distinguish. The planetar. I think he double checking something. Okay. As you go to step through the door, suddenly in front of you, there is a crashing of noise, and this shrieking noise as a wall of this like whirlwind of sharp blades comes screeching into existence in front of you and forms this barrier of blades that extends across the entrance of this building.
All right, I can do that too. I don't know. Is he still standing there?
Yes, is standing behind you and is very intense.
Great, I turn around. Is he looking at me?
Yeah.
All right. We don't have time for this. You can tell if I'm lying, so here we go. I guess you're a servant of Ilarius, right? All very powerful and battle-worn and blah, blah, blah. All right, I serve Seraphine, who also serves your lady, the lady I assume you're talking about, and she sent me here. Vesh is dangerous. What she's doing is dangerous, and it's not right. And it's gonna kill a lot of people who don't deserve to be killed. She's done a lot of bad things, and she's misrepresenting your lady and what she stands for. And you look me in the face and tell me if I'm lying.
Stares down at you for a bit, and there's kind of a long moment of tension. Go to make a persuasion check for me.
Oh, no. Okay, that's pretty good. 16?
The planetar, unblinking and unmoving, continues to watch you and says, "You may believe the words you speak. However, I have seen the actions of Vesh.
So have I.
Whatever means she implores to restore Our Lady, I will not stand in her way or permit others to do so."
You think you're so all-powerful and important and that you know everything. Why? Because you're bigger than us. Because you're from a different plane than us. I've seen it, too. I've seen what this is going to cause, what she is going to do. It is not something your lady would ever stand for. Nor mine. And I know you know I'm telling the truth. And I will strike down anyone who comes between me and her.
I think doesn't respond, but continues to maintain the wall and continues to stare down at you.
I'm gonna stand there and wait the duration of the spell and see if it stops when I think it should stop.
Okay, so the rest of you then, while this 10 minutes is
Which is
passing,
10 minutes.
Lil just standing there watching.
Yes, right now I am.
Okay.
If I have, can I like prep a spell?
Sure. What spell do you want to prepare?
I'm gonna prep banishment,
Okay.
and if I get the sense, I think these are my two conditions that I'll launch it off. If all of a sudden, like, Den looks done, which I think at this point I know Den's done, or the Planetar comes to harm or put his hands on Den at all, then I'm going to launch the spell.
Okay.
That's what I want to do.
Just a very tiny, more stubborn blue version of him. I just stand there.
All right. So you're staying there. Tova, are you staying there waiting?
I'm gonna check in and be like, Settle, was that you earlier with the gunshot?
Yep, just trying to cause a distraction.
Okay. Just check in. Are you okay?
For now, I think they're coming to inspect, but I've moved out of there pretty quick.
Okay. Den is very stubborn.
So just to make sure. So you're keeping an eye and waiting there for now then?
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to see if I can scooch even closer. I don't know how close I am to them.
Sure. I think you probably, I'll say you get to the point where you're maybe about 30 feet away or so.
Okay.
Ducked behind some rubble. Nobody seems to notice you're there. You're been very quiet and undetected so far. So that's happening. Before we get back to Star, Sadel, you've scooted off. Punish Snake Snadel out in the in the forest. Now kind of avoided the guards who have reached the position they heard the gunfire and are just kind of spinning around in circles in that area, looking for any signs of where you might have gone.
Well, I'm sure Didar left some tracks.
Yeah, and they're kind of tracking down or pursuing Didar through this the underbrush now.
Yeah, if there's ever a point where I think that they're getting a little too close, I have something I want to do. So I just want to be on the lookout for anyone following me.
Okay, I think we'll do that. So are you heading the same way as Didar, or is maybe Didar going one direction and you're kind of tracing along behind?
I would be going in the same direction as Didar, but I would be keeping my distance a bit.
Okay. I think you realize there are two guards that are following in this very clear path of destruction that Didar is leaving in this forest, and they're gaining on him. Didar is moving very slow, even slower given the rough terrain, and they're probably catching up. I think they reached the point where they're maybe winding around, coming around some trees. Maybe they begin to see Didar, and one of them calls out and says, "The fuck is that?"
Okay, well that changes things. I don't have a plan anymore. Dang it.
You could have done something before they got to the point where they saw him. If you were
I would like to.
Okay, what do you want to do?
I would like to. I think it'll work. Minor illusion. Let me. Check real quick. Where did my... Oh god, I'm all over the place. I accidentally exited out of my...
What are you looking for with minor illusion?
Just the size that it needs to be.
I think it's a 5-foot cube.
Oh, is it a 5-foot cube?
Yeah. I've got it pulled up. Yeah. No larger than a 5-foot cube.
Okay.
So Didar's probably a little big to obscure him.
I was going to... In that 5-foot cube, I was going to make an image of Didar, basically. Well, like an actual plesiosaurus.
Okay.
It'll be a little bit smaller.
A tiny plesiosaurus.
Yeah, it'll be like a small plesiosaurus. Maybe with like some blood on his mouth. And just make him run off into the trees. Like he like sees the guards and is like, and runs off into the trees. In another direction from Didar.
Okay, so I like this idea of as they're approaching, I assume Didar stops, so he's not making any noise.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he can maybe hide if they're, because I mean, normal sized trees. I'm assuming if he can get to a point where there's a thick overgrowth or.
Okay. So. So the thing with minor illusion is that I think you have to do an object.
Oh dang!
But I think there's a way you can make it work for your own purposes, where you, as they're approaching, Didar stops, so he's not creating a noise, and they slow down as there's no longer any noise as they're coming up. And you use your minor illusion to first make the image of like a rustling bush off to the side of something that might be moving over kind of in an opposite direction, and the little bush kind of shifts for a bit. And then you could do the same thing and create another noise off in that way, and the kind of draw their attention that direction. And that I think would be enough to distract them in that moment, and takes them off Didar's trail. You're a little bit away from the action and from what's going on behind you right now, so it'll take you a little bit to get back. But say you're able to lose the trail of the guards.
Cool.
Okay. So Star is who I want to go through next, because you've got about 10 minutes now to explore the interior before things pop off outside. So you are in this corner of the building. There is there's broken ceiling above you, so kind of continues upwards, and more to this bottom level. So I guess, where do you want to go?
First thing I'm doing is casting invisibility on myself.
Okay, fair enough.
And well, you said the party's upstairs, so that's where I'm going.
Okay, so scaling the walls and heading just straight up.
With the invisibility on myself, do I get to re-roll my stealth?
Yeah, you can roll your stealth again.
I have advantage now, yay, which makes that a 33.
Okay, one thing I want to know. So you rolled with advantage. What was your... I want to do 2 stealth rolls, essentially. So what would your roll be without advantage, or did you roll it?
Without the advantage, it would have been 28.
28, okay. Because there may be some creatures where that won't be an issue. So 28 and then it was the other one. It was a 30...
33.
33, okay. So... You scale upwards to the second level. It seems to be so. I'm just going to make the assumption you scale up until you reach the point where you are at the same level with the others.
Basically.
Okay, so you scale all the way up to the 4th level of this building, and it's here that I think as you're beginning to creep up, you come up to a platform and into this domed room where it seems that all these supplies are being brought, and actually you see some people walking around up here. And there's this blinding light coming from the center, which you have to avert your eyes from a bit as they adjust. And as you do kind of survey this room, it's been cleaned out. And there are a couple of things you notice. On the in the middle of this room, in the very center, there is an altar. And on that altar, there is a glowing shard of sort of this amber color. And I think you recognize the coloring of it and this object. It seems to be a piece of that divine fragment that was taken from the temple of in Ivrandal. And I think that catches your attention. You see, it is the source of this glowing light, which is going straight up through the ceiling. It is very quiet in here. This light and whatever this energy is, doesn't give off any noise. But you also notice that at the above this altar, among this light, there is some sort of rift, some place where your visual reference is obscured from the other side, and you see there is some sort of distortion to this chamber, where some sort of portal, or you've seen many of them, those at this point, has been opened to.
Can I see through the portal at all, or anything that gives a sign of where it leads?
I think you can see through, and I think you see fire through the portal. I think that's pretty much all you see, because it is very bright and very kind of hard to make out, but I do think you get the impression of very bright flames coming from the portal.
Okay, now I'm not going to do the really stupid thing here.
And there are, I'll also say, there are some other figures in this room. In the center of this room, there are some of the keepers that have made up to this floor. They have large crates that they're carrying that they walk towards the portal with. And they set them at the base, right by the altar, and they turn around and go to leave. And there's one of the figures that seems to be staying here. An older man with, or middle-aged man, brown hair, a little bit grayed along the sides, a little bit of stubble on his chin, more stubble than the last time you saw him. You see Commander Hawthorne, one of the keepers that was present during the imprisonment of the Grand Cardinals. And he is kind of taking stock of things, and he's standing there and kind of observing all of this as they put these crates there and then leave. And assuming you watch for a little bit, after a few moments, you see a figure step out of the portal. Two figures in very heavy armor that step out, pick up the crates, and then walk their way back through with them in hand.
Okay. After I watch this and get a grip of what's going on, I would like to start sneaking my way along the path that the other two guards went out of. Basically, my plan is to try and work my way around to find my way to the front door.
Where Den and
where everything is going down, yeah.
Okay. So I think you sneak your way back down. 10 minutes, I think you got enough time, and you make it down to the bottom level and kind of along the wall, and you hear some commotion as there are two guards that are standing there by this doorway, and there is this shrieking blade barrier in front of them, and they're looking at it and saying, I don't know what this is about. And the other one says, should we just wait until it's gone? I don't know. I don't really know what else to do. And they're just watching this happen and kind of just waiting to see what's going on.
Hmm.
So, a few moments there if there's anything you want to do about the guards that are distracted by the blade barrier, but
There's something I want to do that probably won't go well, and it'll be hilarious if it works. So
okay.
I want to try get up behind the guards, push one of them into the barrier.
Oh God. Okay. And well, I guess we'll figure out what you do with the other one. But for this one, your stealth check is high enough. So go ahead and make me just say an athletics check with advantage for a shove.
Using my luck, spending a luck point to reroll one of them.
Okay.
Oh. That's a 17.
All right. And okay. So I need to pull up blade barrier spell.
It's a dexterity saving throw.
It is a dexterity saving throw.
It's a whole lot of damage.
So here's what happens: you walk, you sneak up behind, you shove the guard forward, kind of goes, and straight towards the barrier. You're gonna roll a dexterity saving throw against the Planetar's save DC. Could potentially succeed. Doesn't with a natural 1. And it's going to take. I'll let you roll the damage since technically this is your damage that's being dealt.
Yeah.
60-10 slashing damage.
I don't. I'm just rolling. I've got 3d10. I can just roll those twice. That works. Math. 23. $36.
Well, with 11 hit points, you push him in. There's a and then zing, as he is just composted. I think is the
Shredded cheese.
yeah, and there's just like a spray of blood like that spatters around like in a circle, and it's just gone.
Sorry,
okay?
I spilled my drink.
Okay. And the other one, as it happens, just and she turns and goes, "What was that?" And she looks towards you, still surprised. What do you want to do about that? What do you want to do about the other one?
Do I still take like? How would
been...
an action work in this circumstances?
So what's going to happen is anything you're going to do against her, we're going to roll initiative and see who gets to go first, and then you get to do something. So let's just do that first. So just roll an initiative check.
Yeah. 15.
Okay, 15. So 6. You get to go first. What do you want to do?
Same thing.
Go ahead and make an athletics check. Not with advantage this time. Oh, you're still no. Did you cast invisibility or great invisibility?
I can't do greater invisibility.
Okay, so that's gone. I consider that.
That's gone. It's that one will be a 14.
14, and she will make a. It's going to be the same either way. Rolls a 10, and then she's going to make a dexterity saving throw. Rolls a 4. There's no way you're going to roll low enough, I think, not to murder her.
I mean, I got 27 that time, so should you just fast forward?
Yeah. And then there's another.
I mean, the Planetar was nice enough to put a blender right there for me.
Yeah. So I think we get that scene of Star just pushing and then shoving back as she turns around and goes, "Wait, who are you?" And then pushing again, and then she goes zing, and just again blendered. Back at the ranch, on the other side of the wall, the two of you are staying there having this face off with the
Stubborn
planetary.
standoff.
Yeah, and you're waiting, and time is passing, and you're waiting, and the planetars are just standing there, just staring at you. And a few minutes pass, and a few more minutes pass, and then finally, there's a moment where you hear from the other side of the wall, you can kind of see through it a bit. It's not totally, opaque, and you see a little bit of shifting, and kind of hear this through the screeching noise. This, and then there is a mist of blood that just sprays through, and you see it kind of settle on the front of the planetar's blue skin, and he looks down at it and looks back up, and at that exact moment the barrier drops, and you see Star standing there, blood, this halo of blood around the door, and the planetar looks and sees Star there, and reaches out and grabs something from the air, and you see a handle form as he draws a great sword from some other dimension, from the air, this massive blade longer than any of your bodies, and holds it out menacingly to the side, and then goes to move towards Star.
He has to move past Den to do that.
He does, but here's the thing, that the one thing that could put a wrench in all this before I have a roll initiative, I think we'll take a break before that happens, but Lil, you get a chance to use your spell if you want to still do it.
Yeah, I think seeing him go spectral blading, fishing, I'm just like, screw this noise, that wasn't in the plan, and I cast banishment on Planetar.
All right, and is that a charisma saving throw?
Yes.
All right.
And DC 18.
18. I'm just going to put out there, if this works, it's going to be very improbable, but we're going to see because he gets advantage on it.
Oh, fudge.
And he has a plus 12.
Fudge. Never mind, guys. Sorry. I tried.
I rolled a 16 on the first one, but I rolled a 30 on the second.
Well, I tried.
So it almost worked. But as you cast the spell in the moment, as you've been holding this incantation and been waiting for it, the blade drops. You go to cast the spell. You see him kind of flicker for a moment as he resists, and he lets out a grunt as he pushes through, and this kind of supernaturally resists this magical presence. And then, as his intent was focused on Star, then shifts and towards you as well. And you see this glow of radiant energy begin to whelm around him. And I think we're going to go and take our break. And then we'll jump back in for the initiative there and to see how that turns out. So give us 10 minutes and we will be right back, everyone. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for bearing with us on our break. Sarah's still here, but she's got some baby stuff to take care of, so she's so it's her name right now. But let's go ahead and jump into the action. I need you all to roll initiative, and I will get some intense music going.
Can you add Gully to the thingy?
Oh, yes. Sorry, I'll put him down. We haven't had this one in a while.
Battle bongos.
Gully.
Fudge.
All right. I got so many things up. Deva. That's not a good initiative roll. And
I can bet it's better than mine.
well, yeah. Still better.
My real roll wasn't much better than that. The fake roll too.
Yeah. They rolled a natural 1 and got a 5.
We got a whole lot of 21s, kids.
I rolled a 5 as well.
Oh, nice. Well, the Planetar rolled a 9.
Yeah, no, I
Octave.
didn't roll good in real life.
Excellent.
With real dice.
All right. There we get the real initiative on the board, and then I will order it. Okay. All right. So, actually, I think no, I'll let them go after Will.
Lil, I'm gonna give you a +3 on that initiative.
Oh, thank you.
Nice.
Welcome.
So you can do that.
One of my new abilities.
Okay, so let's go and kick things off as the Plantar draws his great sword from the ether and goes to swing at Star. Star, it is your turn.
I will cast haste on myself.
Okay. Cast haste. Your perception of everything around you, this lightning fast blade that is sweeping towards you, begins to move a little bit slower. So use that as your action. You still have your movement, your hasted action, all that stuff. What do you want to do?
Hasted action. I am going to dash into the Planetar and give him the old claw.
Okay.
Which I've got to look up my to hit because I've got so many numbers. Just so many numbers, guys. 18?
I actually have to check on that. Misses.
Oh, okay. Okay then. Bonus action, then disengage and back up as far as I can.
Okay.
My speed is doubled while I'm hasted, so
you're gone. So as you go to you hasted, you're moving much quicker. You go streaking forward and go to stab kind of towards the kidneys of this Planetar. And as your claw hits, it sinks in just a little bit, but you didn't get enough power behind it to stick, and not expecting the sheer muscle of this entity to be so sturdy. You're stabbing into a tree almost, and no damage dealt. As you rip your blade down, you then dodge backwards as he finishes his blow towards you and is not able to strike you in that moment. Okay, so and then you disappear back into the building.
Yeah, for now.
Okay. Saddle, you come rushing through the tree line and appearing at the top of the quarry, and you look down and you see the Plantar now with his blade drawn, slashing down towards Star trying to strike up at him, and you see that things have changed a bit since you left. What'd you like to do?
Can I get a clear shot on either of the three guys?
Yeah, you got a clear shot in all three. I will say you had to move this turn to get to this point, so you don't get your advantage for that.
Okay, then I will. Guess I'll go with Bear in the Big Blue House over here.
Okay, you take a shot towards the Planetar then.
20, not natural.
All right, 20. That is going to hit.
Wow, 22 piercing and 13 thunder.
All right. So 35 total.
Yep.
All right, 35 points of damage as the bullet strikes the back center mass of the Plantar, who actually staggers forward just a bit. And then his head whips around in your direction at quick speed, and you see the glowing, pale eyes of the Plantar now glaring up at you.
Oh, shit.
And that will be it. Bonus action reload.
Yeah.
All right. Den, is your turn.
Well, I guess I'm gonna hit him,
Okay.
even though that seems like a poor decision.
With your flail, I assume.
Yeah. Oh, that's a 20 total.
20 hits.
Yes.
Did the music stop? What's it doing?
Yes. I rolled 1 thunder damage,
Oh,
and
that's
I rolled 2 4s on my d4, so I'm gonna roll some more 4s. Those aren't as good. 17 bludgeoning, 1 thunder.
18. Okay. All right, 18 points of damage, and the flail connects right in the I think the knee or mid thigh of the Planetar, drawing some blood and dealing some damage there with a resounding crack as it hits. Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay. That'll put to Didar's turn. He's up there with you, Sadell. Is he doing anything?
He's gonna just hang out. He's gonna keep watch.
Okay.
Probably make sure the guards don't double back and find us.
Fair. Okay. Tova.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna take my daggers and throw them at him because I'm within 30 feet. You said, right?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, so I'm gonna get a little bit closer. Yeah, within 20 feet. Just
Okay.
throw them. Because I was hidden, do I get advantage?
You were still hidden at the start of your turn, so yeah, you do have advantage.
Yes. Okay. First dagger. That's a 26.
26 hits.
Okay. And second dagger, more than that. So.
Okay. Both hit.
Okay. And Den's right up there on him. So I get sneak attack too.
Yes. And you updated all your damage dice and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, because you get those count as monk weapons.
Yes. Okay. So 8 fire damage, 9 cold damage, and then 9 piercing. I think is
Okay,
what
9 piercing
I rolled.
total for both.
Yeah, I just rolled them together.
Did you do your sneak attack too?
That was the sneak attack.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, because I don't get the extra elemental damage on the sneak attack. Doesn't work like that, right?
No, but you get your regular dagger damage too. So
Yes.
the 9 was just the sneak attack, or was that with the sneak attack and the dagger damage?
9 was. Shoot. Okay, I rolled a 3 and a 6.
Okay, and that
So
you
a
should
3 was
also-
on the 8, which
Mhm.
is my monk weapon, and then a 6 for the cold damage. Because I roll a d6.
Yes. So each dagger should be doing 1d8 plus your dexterity.
Oh, I didn't plus my dex.
Yeah.
Okay, well then that's... So add another 8 damage to that.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, so it should be 2d8 plus your dex twice, and then whatever your sneak attack damage is, which is I think 2d6.
2d6.
Okay.
Yes. Got it.
And then the elemental damage. Okay. All right, just want to make sure.
Sorry, that was confusing.
No. I just want to make sure because I know we had to fix that last time. Okay, so you throw, using your action, you hurl both daggers. Both of them hit, and then is there anything you want to do with your bonus action?
I'm gonna spend a key point and go into a patient defense.
Patient defense. Okay, and then as you're going your defense, the daggers go teleporting back to your hands. All right, so that'll put it to Aktoth's turn, and he is going. Okay, so Star is way away, and you got 2 around him. So yeah, I think he's just going to draw the great sword and letting out a battle cry, making 2 attacks at. Or 1 attack at Den, and we'll say the other one at Lil, because the 2 of you are right there in his face.
Yep. Am I in direct sunlight?
You are.
Okay, so my AC is now 20.
Nice. And you got the new thing for your, I don't know if you remember, if you noted
That's why
that.
it's 20. Yeah, that's why it's 20.
Okay, yeah, because +2 instead of +1. I just want to make sure that got updated. So he will make the first attack at Den. That shouldn't have been with advantage. Den, that misses you. That'd be a 14. And the second attack at Lil, it's 27, so that'll hit. So that will be 24 slashing and 28 radiant. Which I don't know if you're resistant to
Not to radiant.
Not to radiant. I think it's the necrotic.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm immune when in direct sunlight, which is nice.
Yes.
So 24 and 28?
Yeah, so 50,
Okay.
52 points of damage total.
Can I just... What is this guy's name?
Aktoth.
Not,
I think is what I said.
Not Octaf, which is what
Not
you said the
Octaf.
first time.
Is that what I
like
said the first time?
Octaf Relgrin. Knight
No.
of the Celestial Spire.
No.
Okay.
Aktoth
And
is his
Protector
name.
of the Breach. Okay.
No. I'm not going to do 2 Octafs in the same game. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. Maybe he
Already
got
done 2
promoted.
I've already done 2 Gregories, so.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that... Which one
Yes.
was? Thank you.
Aktoth. That will end his turn, though. Lilibet, your turn.
Ow. He kind of rung my bell. I'm gonna go ahead. Shoot. Okay. So we're doing this. We're attacking this big guy who likes to slam people with a big sword. I'll go ahead and do my 2 Warhammer attacks.
Okay.
Here we go. I'm gonna just roll both of them. 1 hit 22 and a 17.
22 hits, 17 misses.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add just a level 1 first spell slot of Divine Smite on top of this as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 2 more 2d8. That's a d10, another d8, and a d4. Here we go. That's a lot of dice. Okay, well, that was crappy. 1 psychic damage.
Okay.
9 plus 8 is 17. Plus... That's 19, 25. So that's 26 whole points.
Okay, how much of that was radiant?
16.
So 16 radiant, and then...
And then 9 bludgeoning and 1 psychic. Oh, I gotta add my... Sorry. Nope. How much bludgeoning? 9 plus 6, so 15 bludgeoning.
Okay, so 15 bludgeoning.
16 radiant.
16 radiant, which is
And 1
half
psychic.
to 8. Okay, so seems to be resistant to radiant damage you would get from this strike.
Okay.
but hits and does a pretty significant amount of damage to him.
And then with my bonus action, I want to do nothing right now.
Okay. That'll put it to the Deva's turns. One of them is going to fly 90 feet straight towards Sadel, and go for 2 strikes against you, Sadel. And the other one goes flying straight towards the Planetar, and places a hand on him and sends a surge of healing energy into the Planetar. I'll go and do the healing. That didn't roll. Why even let me click it if it can't roll? Oh, can't type. I'm just going to take the average. Okay, it gets 20 points of healing. And then the Dave is going to take 2 strikes at Sadel. First attack misses. Second attack is a 21.
Yeah, that hits.
For 5 bludgeoning and 21 radiant.
Cool.
And so he is all up in your grill right now. The other one, after healing, the Planetar is going to. He is going to have, because he's got more movement left. No, he's going to stay there and sort of interpose himself in the fray with Den and Lil. Star, is your turn.
Okay, I'm a just dash back in, I guess, from my miles away, and I'm actually going to go for the Dava instead. That's in the big fray in the middle.
Okay.
Try claw him in the back.
Okay.
And Sean, since he hit me, Didar's going to get an attack.
Oh yes, have Didar make his attack of opportunity.
Oh, and Sean, because I used Divine Smite, can I give my 5 points of temp healing or temp hit points to Den?
Yes,
please?
you can.
Thank you.
Continue, Alex.
I was just gonna wait for like the bite attack to go off and
attack. I forgot
do
about
all that.
Does 25 hit?
Yeah.
11 piercing.
And did we enchant Didar's? Just with his tail or his bite?
That was his bite.
Okay. His bite is non-magical. Did we? I don't remember if we didn't enchant his bite yet.
No, I don't think so.
We did. I think no. I think last time we decided that we're going to count his attacks as magical for the sake of this because he's a magical creature.
Okay.
So yes, he'll deal 11 points of damage. All right. I think that's it. Go ahead and make your attack, Star.
On the Dava, that is a 28.
28 hits.
And because I've got Den and Lil near him, I get my sneak attack damage on him, correct?
Yes.
Hey, okay. Rolling all the dice. All the dice got muddled up. I'll do my sneak attack on all 20 again just because too many dice. That is 40 slashing.
Ooh.
With 1 psychic.
Yeah, that 1 psychic.
We're messing his mind up with our psychic points of damage.
All you got some psychic damage. We're in the wrong campaign for those. We need to do some sort of Call of Cthulhu shit. But okay, let's you sneak up sort of in the fray and duck behind or between Den and Lil, striking out with your claw. This time it penetrates through the thick muscled interior of the Justin Bieber looking Dava, and as it sinks in, you deal a hefty amount of damage. Actually, this Dava is sort of kind of crumpling over from that strike. Solid hit. Okay. Anything with the rest of your
bonus action? I would like to use the speed I've got from my feline agility because I haven't used that yet to dash back 30 feet.
Okay.
So disengage, move back with that extra speed I've got.
Okay. And you dash away. Cool. Sado.
This guy's right up on me, right?
He is right up on you.
Okay, then I'm going to shoot him with just a normal.
Okay.
Right? Just a normal attack.
Yeah, because if you're not moving, you'd have disadvantage because he's melee, so just a straight up attack.
Or could I disengage and hop on the flying carpet?
You could disengage and hop on the flying carpet.
I'm going to disengage and hop on the flying carpet.
Okay. You take a step back after and dodge out of the way of the strike. Reaching. Oh wait, who's carrying the carpet?
Tidar.
Didar is carrying the carpet.
We decided in
He had
chat.
like a blanket on his back.
Blank on, and then you jump on top of Didar. The flying carpet folds out, and then you go tearing off into the sky with the flying carpet. Somebody marched down somewhere. I hope the size of the flying carpet and the speed of it, because I don't remember.
I don't think you ever gave it to us.
It's the big one. It's the big carpet.
Was it the big one? Okay, so mine.
It was the big one.
Small
Yeah,
one.
it's the big
Okay.
one.
Because it was able to
'Cause it-
fit a lot of us on it.
Yeah, and it can't fit in the bag.
And it can't fit in the bag. We did
Okay.
decide it was the big one.
All right, so I think its flying speed is like, I think we want the biggest one. So yeah, the
So
flying
many?
speed would be 30 feet.
1,000.
Nope, just 30. But you do gain some elevation on him, and he's now engaged with Didar. Okay, so that will put to Den's turn.
So we've now got Aktoth and then also one of the other guys, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use my action to swing the flail at the Planetar again.
Okay.
Oh man. Oh, that's not good. That's a 3. So.
Unless you got
14. No.
Yeah, no, that'll miss.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Spiritual Weapon
Okay.
behind the other guy.
Okay, and attack the Deva.
Yeah, the Deva, right behind his
All right.
big Deva head.
Make your attack.
And then boop, boop. Gotta look at the damage. It's way better. What is my spell attack modifier? 23.
All right, 23 hits.
What is it? A D8? I haven't cast a spell in so long. I'm sorry. 1d8. Yes. 7. 12 force damage.
12 force damage.
To
All
that
right.
guy. It's my big spiritual hammer.
Okay. The spiritual weapon appears behind him. The hammer, crackling with electricity, strikes down, hits him square, kind of between the shoulder blades, rocking him forward just after he's recovering from the strike from Star. Okay, that will end your turn and put it to Didar. Got an angel in front of him.
Yeah, he's going to go for the attack.
All right.
An 11. Probably
11.
not.
11 misses.
How about a 14?
14 also misses. Man, he's
He just sort of flails wildly.
Didar uses flail.
It's not very effective.
Okay. Yeah, Didar takes 2 strikes, and the Deva just blocks both of them with his mace that he is wielding. Tova.
Okay, so there's the Plantar and the Deva are both on the ground.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna go in there and attack the Deva. Are we all like clumped together?
Pretty
Probably.
much, yeah.
Okay. All right. And I'm gonna attack him, and then maybe also flurry of blows if I need to.
Okay.
We'll see. All right. Yeah, I've got both of the daggers. So 27 for the first.
Okay. You said
Attack?
Planetar or Deva?
The Deva.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, 27 for
Yep.
the first one and 18 for the second one.
18 will hit the Deva.
Okay, sweet. So many. Okay. Okay, so 25 piercing and 6 cold and 3 fire.
5, 6, 3, 9. Okay. Next time we're just doing all one type of damage for this campaign. Okay. This one you were throwing them or you were coming up and stabbing?
I was coming up and stabbing because I might punch a couple times.
Okay.
Not down yet.
Yeah, he's not down. As you slide behind him, he's doubling forward after being hit by the spiritual weapon. Turns around just in time for you to take the 2 daggers and slash across his abdomen, just as he's swinging backwards with the flail. Is bleeding and starting to look pretty rough, but is still up.
Okay, and I'm just gonna spend a key point so I can flurry of blows. That's 2. I'm trying to think how I do this. Like punch and kick. I don't know. Oh. Does a 15 hit?
15 does not hit.
Okay, I rolled 2 15s, so nope.
And as he's swinging backwards with the flail, you go to take 2 quick strikes against him. One, you punch, but you miss as you're also trying to dodge the flail. You go spinning with a backwards kick. But as you do, he dodges out of the way of that as well, kind of with a burst of speed from his wings. All right.
Okay, and that's all I got.
I'll put it to the Planetar's turn. Is going to... I think he is going... Oh, wait. There's a spell. Look up. Yeah, I think you guys are kind of clumped together enough for that. So what he's actually going to do between the, I think at this point the Den and Lilibet, you guys are close enough together, kind of in front of him, engaging at the same time. He holds up his sword and you think he's going down to strike, but instead he points it straight towards the air, and as he does, you see this sort of rift open in the sky above where his sword is pointing, and there's this pillar of this flaming radiant energy that comes striking down at the 2 of you. I need you both to make dexterity saving throws.
I know that spell. Add 5, and I get my spell. We get spell resistance too, just so you know.
Yeah.
My shield is also spell resistant. Wait.
What else am I doing? Oh, dexterity saving throw. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, your shield gives you advantage.
It gives me advantage. I was looking. I couldn't remember.
Okay, here we go.
As I burn alive, I'm going, I know that too!
I got a 19.
21.
Wow. The 19 fails.
Wait, plus something else.
You succeed either way.
Let me enjoy this. What is it, plus 5?
Yeah.
26.
Yeah. You succeed. The Lil, you fail. So that'd be 31 points of damage total. It's radiant and fire. I don't know if either one give resistance to either one of those. Okay, so 31 points of damage. Both of you take half, so 15 points of damage.
Okay.
Den, you take half because you succeeded, and then halved again because of the aura. So 7 points of damage from the disappointing flame strike.
Yes.
Yeah, how does that feel?
but the pillar of flame as it subsides and sees you both standing there too, without sort of a grimace as this happens, and goes to strike again with his sword.
Sorry, I forgot about my temporary hit points.
Oh yeah, so just add 5 back to whatever it is you lost. So you lost 7 total, I said, so you lost 2.
Ah!
All right, Lil.
Hey, that's me. Okay, let's try this again. I'm gonna try and hit the Planetar again.
Go for it.
2 times. Are you flippin' kidding me? I got a 17 again, and a 20.
Okay.
I
The 20 hits. 17 misses.
17 freaking misses. Okay, here we go. And even though I know he halves it, it doesn't hit him as hard just to do more damage. I'm gonna go ahead and do a 2nd level Divine Smite.
Okay.
So that's 3d8 plus another d8. So that's 4d8 and my 1d4. Here we go. That is 16 points of bludgeoning,
Okay.
21 points of radiant,
It's 10.
and 4 points of psychic damage.
All right, that's a very heavy hit. I think you smack the side of him with the hammer, and as he's reeling from that, he very definitely parries the blade parries your hammer out of the way with his blade for the 2nd strike, not wanting to be hit by that again. As your hammer streaks through the air, coated in this radiant fire behind it. I don't know how to describe psychic energy whelming around a blade, but I guess it's sort of like whomp as it's doing this too. It's the best way I can describe it. Okay, and
so I forgot to use Gully last time, but he really couldn't have done much. But since the Deva is up on Sadel and Gully is over with Sadel, Gully's gonna take a bite at the Deva.
Okay, and don't forget your temporary hit points.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna give them to myself because
Okay.
not 52, 5. Okay, and then
52.
Yes, 52.
yeah, right. 52 hit points, temporary hit points. What do I add for your attack there, friend? Okay, +3. Here we go. Gully is attacking the Deva.
Okay.
17.
17 hits the Deva.
Yay. Okay, so it's not going to be a whole lot, but hey, it's something. 4 points of piercing.
Okay. And that is not going to consider that magical, so that would be 2 points of piercing.
Aww. Even though he's a spectral being.
Yeah. I'm making an exception for Didar because that would be really tough for Didar. You already do so much. Well, he does so much damage as it is too. I'll probably change my opinion later on about this, but yeah, we'll just
He's
say
a
for now.
spectral. No.
Okay, I'll give you the 2. I'll give you the 2. You're right.
It's 2 whole points. Come on.
It's more than he has in hit points. So, all right. So it is now the Deva's turn. He is, after getting bit by a dog and slapped with a spectral hammer and stabbed, he is really upset. Yeah, he is going to take a slap of the mace at I think one's gonna be at Tova. It's a 20 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
So 9 bludgeoning and 17 radiant.
Ouch.
And then is going to wheel around. Star, you disengaged out of there. You pieced out again. Okay. Is going to make another attack at, I guess, at Den. So I haven't taken many hits yet. That's a 24.
That hits me.
So that just hits. That's
Yep.
7 bludgeoning and 27 radiant.
Ouch.
Wow. Rolled real better that time. Real better. Okay. That's the end of that. Oh, I forgot the other day. The other day was with Didar right now. I guess he's gonna hit Didar with the mace. That's a 25
Yeah, that hits.
for 8 bludgeoning and 27 radiant. And then he's going to do a second attack against Didar.
Please don't.
That's an 11.
Okay, that misses.
Okay. And then that time it hits Didar and kind of deflects off of the heavy armor. Deer takes a heavy hit from that first one, though. Star, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm 30 feet away. I'm going to come running in 30 feet and just claw the Dava again.
Okay. Yeah, he's not looking too good.
22.
That'll hit.
I get my sneak attack because everyone's all still super clustered up.
Oh, yeah, it's a mess.
Let's do that first. 27 slashing.
All right.
No, sorry, 29 slashing. I forgot the +2 from the bonuses.
All right.
And 3 psychic.
He is real rough, but still holding on.
I have another attack.
You do, if you wish to, if you choose to use it.
I'm hasted, so why wouldn't I? 19.
19 will hit.
And this one doesn't get sneak attack.
Nope.
That is 11 slashing, 4 psychic.
All right. I don't know if I should ask this for Star because it seems a little redundant at this point. But Star going for killing blows.
Yeah, I haven't been told otherwise, and keep the streak going.
Okay. Chaining his kills now. Star goes behind this Dava, catching him unaware as he's wheeling around with the flail, frantically trying to just kind of crush everything in the area. Star comes right behind him, and I think the two of you see from the visual perspective from the front, suddenly there's this sort of protrusion from the center of the Deva's kind of lower abdomen as Star's claw just goes piercing out like a freaking xenomorph from his chest, and he lets out a kind of a cough and doubles over onto the ground. The Deva falls with a heavy thud onto the earth.
Then bonus action to disengage, I back up the rest of my 30 feet of my speed.
Okay. And as the Deva falls, the wings kind of fluttering out to either side. There's a sort of like pulse of radiant energy off of him, and the Planetar looks down at the fallen Deva and lets out another kind of battle roar in that moment, and kind of furious at that. Okay, Sado.
I'm gonna try and take out the guy that's attacking Didar.
Okay. And you've got all your advantages and stuff now.
How's a 31?
That'll hit.
16 piercing, 20 thunder. So 36 total.
36 total. Okay. 36 hits, and that Plantar, just as it connects with Didar and the second blow goes glancing off the armored plesiosaurs, the bullet hits, and he goes almost falling backwards, catches himself though, and then looks up at you, now bleeding pretty heavily from that wound. Anything else with your bonus action?
These guys got wings, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna toss my shield up.
Okay. You throw the shield in the air, it begins to hover around you. Den, it's your turn.
I guess I'm gonna keep swinging at the Planetar.
Okay.
He scares me. That's a 1.
That'll miss. It just whiffs. He dodges out of the way.
Okay. I
Still
can't
your spiritual
hit this
weapon,
guy.
so.
Yeah, I'm gonna send my spiritual weapon over to him and
Okay.
hit him. Hopefully. That's way better. 24.
That'll hit.
Um, 8 force damage.
All right,
Back
8
of his
force
head.
damage. The hammer hits, dealing some more damage to him. He is still up. Anything else, Den?
No, I'm gonna look at him and I'm just gonna say, I don't want to kill you here.
Okay. I think he. I assume Den's telling the truth. And I think he looks down at you as you say this, as he's continuing with the swing, and you see him kind of hesitate for a moment, and then he looks down at the fallen Deva, and just lets out another cry of anger as he's continuing to fight.
Fine.
Didar.
Gonna attack.
Okay.
17.
That 17 hits.
Nice. 14 piercing
Okay.
and an 18
Hits.
for 12 piercing and 4 poison.
Check poison. Poison works. Okay, so 16 points damage total. Nice. That one is looking very bad now. Okay, Tova.
Okay. Taking a minute to like evaluate the battlefield. Do I see? Has anybody like noticed this fight that's happening? Like, do I see like?
Gone through a couple rounds now, so it's been 20 or 30 seconds. And I think as you kind of look around, you maybe hear some. You maybe begin to hear some echoes from at the top of the quarry. It's hard to tell with all the gunshots going off, but you don't see anybody around yet, but you get the impression they'll probably be heading back to this way soon.
Okay. Well, yeah. Since Den just said that, I'm also gonna just repeat like, please, we don't have to fight, and I'm going to try to word of peace to
Okay.
the Planetar.
All right.
Has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's not gonna work because I'm sure it's hecka wise, but
What's the DC?
18. Oh wait, no, it went up. What? No, it's 18. Just kidding. I already changed it.
Okay. That is a 22.
Ugh.
So he does resist the effect. Does see you trying to communicate with him and reach out in that way. But however, resist it, you see it's just the anger and kind of this warrior's rage going on in this planet right now, and just kind of pushing through that instinct to resist and to maybe pacify him. Okay.
So
That's
as
your-
much-
That's your action. Bonus
That's
action.
my action. I think I'm just gonna stay there and spend a key point to take a dodge.
Okay.
Patient defense.
All right. The Planetar's turn. Curious about that. And Star, you backed away?
Yep.
Okay. Trying to see how ragey he is right now. Yeah. I think he's going to retaliate by I think he is going to, he's not going to disengage, but he is going to fly straight at Star with his great sword in hand to take his strikes. I think he saw you take that kill one of his soldiers and is now wanting to retaliate. So that would be attacks of opportunity from the ladies.
Okay.
21 from me.
21 hits.
23.
Hits.
16 doesn't
Okay.
hit.
So the two that hit, you guys can do your damage.
It's not great. 1 radiant damage, so there's none there. 2 psychic, and 9 bludgeoning from me.
Okay, so 12 points damage total. Oh wait, the
radiant, it was 1 point, so I don't
Okay.
think it did any.
it just well no, it will round to 1, and we're gonna say no damage.
9 bludgeoning from me too.
All right. Still up, and it's going to continue his strikes against Star.
Mm-hmm.
First attack, normal attack. That's a 31.
Yep.
Second attack is a 24.
Yep.
All right, I'm just gonna add these up. So
I
it's
need to do concentration checks for both the attacks. I'm hasted.
Okay, so we'll do them separately. So that would be. You don't have any resistance against slashing versus radiant.
No.
Okay, so that'd be 43 points of damage for the first attack.
Uncanny dodge.
Okay, so you can reduce that to 21 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
And concentration check, DC would be 10 for that.
19.
Now you succeed. Second one will be 48 points of damage.
Yeah, I can't uncanny dodge twice. DC is a lot.
That would be 24. Would be the DC.
Can't make that.
You can't make that. Okay, so you do lose your haste on the second one.
I don't have my next action because I'm exhausted then.
Yeah, and kind of everything slows down as you take this. I think maybe like knocked backwards, and as you try to stand up, you just feel this sluggishness. Everything around you just kind of goes a little bit blurry. Okay, but that's his action as he's now standing over you, greatsword in hand, bleeding all over, and very much angry at you.
My strats always work until they get really pissed off at me, and I can't think why they do that.
Why they get pissed off about the just insane amount of damage that you're dealing on a regular basis, I don't know. Okay, Lilibet, that is your turn now.
Well, I will do what I do best, which is hit twice.
Okay, so you come running up behind the Planetar and go
Oh,
to...
wait, no, he's 30 feet away, isn't he?
Yeah, because you moved 30 feet away. So, he's technically between two, so like 25. You're probably fine. You can get
Can
there.
I get it with 25? Because
Yeah.
it's all my movement. Okay, well, then, I'm going to run up and hit him twice. Here we go.
Yeah. I'm not going to measure thing. We're dealing this theater of the mind. I'm not going to, hold you to that.
1 hits, because
Okay.
I rolled a 2 and an 8 plus 11, so the 2 definitely doesn't hit, but the 8 plus 11 is 19. Does that hit?
19 just hits.
Yes. Okay, there we go. So, and then, I'm going to do another 2nd level Divine Smite
Okay.
for my last my last 2nd level spell. And what am I missing? D10. There we go. Okay. Here we go. I have 8 plus 6 is 14 bludgeoning.
Okay.
And we've got, that's 9, 14 radiant, and 3 psychic.
All right. He's still up, but he is
Jeez.
looking real bad.
And
As you come behind him and just crack him across the center of his, the small of his back with that attack.
is the Deva that was attacking Sadel still up, or Vidar?
Yeah, he's still up there, kind of at the top of the quarry right now.
Yeah. Then that's the one that Gully's on, and
Yeah.
he's going to go ahead and try and attack again. With an 8, he probably whiffs.
Yeah, that one misses.
Okay.
right, which will actually put it to the Davis turn. Let's see, he's getting attacked by the dog right now, and the plesiosaurus. I think he is going to take one attack at goalie, and just make a swipe down just to get this little thing that's biting him just out of the way. See if it hits. That's initiative. I don't know why I hit that. The mace, 16.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, for 23 points of damage.
Goalie's gone.
Yeah, and goalie just it's just gone with a little in that moment. And then I think he sees the bigger threat with Sadel and is just going to fly straight up towards Sadel. D-Dark gets an attack of opportunity.
$23.
23 hits.
14 piercing.
All right. And then he's going to continue towards Saddle. He's going to take a swipe at you.
Do it.
It's a 13. That misses.
Do it.
Do it. Yeah, he misses you, and you dodge out of the way, kind of carpet rearing backwards.
Do a
and
sick kickflip.
with the carpet underneath you. Sal just leaps in the air.
I jump, so like swings in between the carpet and me, and,
and the carpet spins, and then you land back on top of it. I like it. Okay,
Cool.
yeah,
I'm skateboarding grandpa.
Hello.
That I used to
Greetings,
skateboard.
fellow kids.
Hello, fellow kids. How do you do?
Star, it is your turn. You're muted.
I am puffing and panting and hoping I don't get stabbed in the face.
All right. That'll be
Just in
Saddle.
awe of the sweet kickflip that he just let me do.
Saddle's turn.
I'm gonna shoot him. Is he within 5 feet now?
Uh-huh.
All right, cool. So just a normal 29,
Yeah, that hits.
which is almost max.
At point blank.
Point blank range. 14 piercing, 15 thunder.
29.
So 29 total.
Hey, 29. He's still up right in your face.
Stop.
But has like a hole in his in his side right now. It's just gushing blood. It is incredibly close to death, but is still up. These are some hardy boys.
I want the hole to be like the one in Death Becomes Her. It's just in the center of her and somebody like candlesticks through it.
I don't know.
I don't know why that was so funny.
Okay.
I was like, oh no, I'm Nancy Drew. Oh my god. A hardy boy.
Okay.
Lost it. Lost it.
Ted, it's your turn.
I didn't think that the Hardy Boys reference was what was gonna
I don't know why.
push it over the edge.
First plucky and now hardy.
Those plucky Hardy Boys. I'm gonna go after the Planetaur, I guess. Oh goodness. Natural 20.
Oh shit. Okay.
So many. Oh, well, those are dice on the floor.
It wasn't even that funny. I don't know why I'm laughing.
I thought it was funny. Listen to that beautiful dice footage. Wow, that sucked. Alright. 20 bludgeoning damage.
Mm-hmm.
And 6 thunder damage.
You fucking shitting me. He has 26 hit points.
Well done.
I don't want to kill him.
Okay, that's what was going to be my next question. And since you did exactly the number of hit points that he had left, I don't think there's any question of that. So you you come rushing up behind. Lil has struck once with her hammer, and I think as she hits the small of his back, you hear this cracking noise, and he goes falling to one knee just as he's bringing up the greatsword again to strike down at a relatively incapacitated Star. And you come rushing up, you leap into the air, and then you crack down kind of across the back of his head with the flail. As it does, his head sort of snaps a bit to the side, and his pupilless eyes don't really roll or anything as far as you can tell, but they stare out at the sky, and then he collapses forward with a heavy thud, almost on top of Star. Star, make a dexterity saving throw.
Glad I'm good at these. Not this time. 10.
Add 5 because you're next to me.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that's 11 plus 5, so 16.
Okay, I think you dodge out of the way with that then. The 10 is gonna landed on top of you. Okay, that will end his turn. Or that ends your turn, Dan, or are you doing anything else with the... I don't think your spiritual weapon can reach, but...
Well, the other one's dead, right?
Yeah.
There's still the one on Sadel, but it's
There is.
He's
a ways away.
so. Is he 20 feet away?
More than 20 feet. He's
Then
about 60
no.
feet or so.
I
Yeah.
got nothing.
Tova, it is your turn. Actually, he's 90 feet because he flew 30 feet in the air.
Oh, well, that's similar.
Yeah. Tova, is your turn. Or no, Didar's turn. Didar's on the ground. I don't think there's really much Didar can do.
How long can we just put a gun in Didar's mouth? I mean,
I'll build like cannons so that he's like a dinosaur with guns.
Okay. Tova, what are you going to do?
I'm wondering if I can run up the side of the building to get closer to the diva so I can throw my daggers at it. I'm wondering if that would get me any closer by just...
You could get... there's the side of the... He's closer to the edge of the quarry, so you'd be running up the wall of the quarry. If you could make it the 60 feet to the top, you'd be within 30 feet, so you could potentially make an attack with your daggers. I think you'd be at...
Okay.
What's the first range and commit for the daggers? Is it 20 or 30 feet?
20.
Okay, so you could make an attack against him with disadvantage with the daggers.
Okay. Well then, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna see that Sato's having some trouble. Run really fast.
Okay.
Go up. So all of the quarry, and then dagger.
Okay. Actually, I'll say for this, make an athletics check.
Okay. Athletics?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's a 9.
9. Okay. It was just going to be to gauge like the leaping in the air afterwards. Maybe you might be able to close the difference enough to negate the disadvantage, but you're fine. You make it to the top, kind of running straight up the wall, and then hurl your 2 daggers. So go to make 2 attacks with disadvantage.
Okay. Disadvantage. Okay, the first one is 27.
That
was
is.
real good.
Yeah.
And then the second one is 16.
Just
Okay.
misses.
Yeah.
He's within 5 feet of Sadel, though, so you do get sneak attack.
A. Okay, that is 18 piercing and 3 cold damage.
And as Tova comes leaping over the top, she hurls the first dagger, she flies past. You see the Deva bring up his mace, noticing the dagger fly, and then go to slam down Sadel, just as the dagger sicks into his back. The mace drops out of his hand, and he goes falling backwards, wings going limp, and falls and falls and falls and slams into the ground just near your feet, Tova. And he is
Oh, dang.
unconscious. Well, I guess, were you going for the kill shot or are you going for the...
I don't think she would have gone for the kill shot.
Okay. All right. And that ends the combat. And you do, now that everything's sort of settled down after a few seconds, you do hear there's some crashing out in the forest, and you do hear that there may be people approaching as the search party that was looking for Didar is returning.
I go running into the building.
Okay. Are you all going running
Just-
into the building?
Portal fire.
I just like pick him up. I'm just fireman carry star. Let's go.
Okay. And skateboarding grandpa and Tova come swooping down on the carpet.
Coming in hot on the magic carpet.
All right. And then
Are
I
we
guess
leaving Didar? Where is he coming?
He'll catch up. He can just sort of slide down
he just kind of skates
on his
down.
belly.
Yeah.
Like a little penguin.
And you all go.
Like a really big penguin.
That's true.
He's a hardy boy.
He is a party boy.
Solving mysteries. Okay. So you all go rushing into the temple to find whatever might lie within as you go racing up the stairs that have been constructed towards the pinnacle where the portal that Star has pointed out is. We're going to go ahead and wrap up our session here for tonight at a reasonable time. Unlike the last few weeks. And we'll conclude and we'll pick this up next week. So thank you all for watching. Yes, I will put on the music before anyone asks. Thank you, everyone. Else. Sorry. I can't hear her.
She missed the music.
Okay. I just had to make sure. Okay, so thank you everyone out there for watching. I'm sorry I've been such a train wreck today. I don't know what's going on, but
Getting a little too plucky.
yeah, a little too plucky.
You're a hardy boy.
If we ever make t-shirts, I think we should do a t-shirt that has maybe Sadel and Didar on it, and is a Hardy, like a spoof on like the Hardy Boys logo. I don't know. We can work.
Hey, followers and subscribers, if you would wear that t-shirt,
Let us know.
let us
Let us
know.
know.
We'll make it happen.
Because I would, but I don't want to
Yeah.
make one for just me.
But yeah, thank you all for enjoying. Those of you that are watching live, those of you that watched are watching this on YouTube, hope you enjoy it. We are very excited to pick up this next part of the campaign, and we will be here next Saturday for that. All of our stuff's on YouTube. Go check it out. youtube.com/GGameKnights. Our schedule is below. We have we had Survivors Complex today, but we have Wild Space on Monday. And we've got a few other new things. We've got a new game called that we're calling Wonderworld Origins, kind of a continuation of our last Wonderworld game. That's going to be on Thursdays, every other Thursday. So, which started last week and is going to pick up 2 weeks from then, so a week from this coming Thursday. But you can check out all that, links and descriptions and all that on our website, which has been posted in the chat, ggk.smvi.co. You can find everything GGK there. I think that's it. I don't really, my brain is too muddled to think of anything else. But thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time. And until then, good game and good night, Internet.
Good night.
Good night,
Internet.